Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening, doing individual zodiac sign readings. This one's for Cancer, and I'm starting my readings off with an apology. I just came in from outside, so. In my other readings, I said that I did not want to solely focus on romantic relationships, and I'm going to apologize for that because I don't want to solely, but as in meditation last night and some visions that come through this morning, I'm going to do you and them readings. My relationships have been my greatest teachers, and that's relationships with everyone. My parents, my kids, my siblings, my aunts, uncles, cousins, romantic partners. They've all been the best teachers for me. So using myself as the example, I'm going to begin with a couple oracle cards that give you, an energy for you, an energy for them. You get to use your intuition to decide which one's you and which one's them. And then I'll pull some tarot cards to dive in a little deeper and see what Spirit wants to reveal about this relationship and what guidance is being offered. So, Cancer, what messages are wanting to come through for Cancer from Spirit? All right, what messages are for Cancer today? Thank you in advance, Spirit. Attitude of gratitude. All right, so the first, protection. Oh, look at the pinks and the oranges. Oh, so pretty. Joyce Huntington is such an awesome artist. So protection is the first energy, and there's bubbles in that one. And it looks like, to me, as I look at this card closer, with this circle right here, and then that cascade that falls down, it looks kind of like an angel with these light bursts of the clouds that come out each side. And then the halo is kind of like this fiery upshoot. So like, I kind of see I'm hoping you see what I see with an angel there. Although it's not directly an angel, I see the vision, like looking up in the clouds and going, oh, it's an angel. That's the vision I get. And then I see those bubbles too. The two bubbles are very predominant. So that's the first energy. And opportunity. And there's that circular sun kind of image there with the person who's being kind of swept into the current of opportunity. Being drug into, kind of, I like swept away a little bit better. Swept into the blessings and abundance of what the sun can give us and provides us. So I'm going to read from the book, because this is a new deck, and I want to get the messages that the book has, plus my own intuitive message as well. So protection. All right. Great forces are at work in the universe. Be not afraid. You are protected at all times. So this energy right here says there might be one of you in this Cancer reading that's feeling scared. There's a fear behind that. I'm feeling like you need one of you needs the reassurance that you are fine. There is no great threat. Unless there's a bear chasing you, it's an internal fear, but that fear needs to be justified with the assurance that you are protected, or they are protected. And then opportunity. A portal opens in the whirl of chaos. It draws you in. Don't let your fear close off this moment. Embrace the shifting current. So this is definitely something in a relationship's dynamics has changed. What you have known in your relationship with this other person is changing. I mean, with the circular, it's one of you feeling very unsure about these changes, and then the other one, well, you're both, there's both of you are feeling an uncertainty about the future of this relationship. I'll just put it like that. One of you is definitely needing, another thing I'm kind of seeing, which I don't know if, but it kind of looks like these are hands a little bit, kind of reaching to coddle and hold, if that's coming through. So it's like I'm feeling the sense that one of you needs to be embraced, like that feeling of protection that you get when your mama hugs you, or, you know, grandma hugs you, grandpa hugs you. You know, when you get a hug from someone you trust and love, it's like I'm feeling that sense. And the other one is like, to me, because of how dark, there's a lot of darkness in this card with the hair that's coming off of her being swept away. And again, the gender, that's just a woman on the card. One of you feeling like another form of fear, but not so much that you want to be coddled and held and told that you're protected and fine, but that you're just not seeing, however the resolution of this is, you're just not seeing that there is an opportunity in it. Which, when you're in the moment, that's very hard to grasp. That is a very hard position. So it's, I mean, you see the eyes wide open on this person, like staring off, like I'm you know, I'm not seeing how going through this is going to benefit us. Like if there's a breakup, or you know, if you have to walk away from a parent who's toxic. Like, I'm not seeing how walking away from my mom is going to benefit me. Well, it's through that act of doing it that you recognize, well, it's for myself. It's so I can get better. And that maybe in the future I'll be a better version of me that can handle this relationship better. So now I'm going to get some tarot and see what the deepening of this story is. Spirit, what more would you like to tell us about the Cancer reading here? What more? What deepening is there in this Cancer reading? I'm going to do that one more time. All right. So, the Ace of Swords is in the heart space of the protection card. So right off the bat, there's some truth that your heart is revealing, that this person's heart is revealing to them. Whoever's the one who just, you know, wants to be held. Like, just hold me through this. There's this, I mean, again, when I'm going to pull these cards up so you can kind of see what I'm seeing also. There's divine protection for you, whoever this is, whichever party this is. Because you see, as I put this in the heart space, that sword goes right up through the top. That is up, as you are calling out for the truth and the honest beginning of what this would mean for you. Your cries are being heard. And then in the past, the Nine of Cups. So this is not distant. This is just the recent past. At some level, whatever change in this relationship dynamic is going on, this is what you wanted. You've manifested this. If it's a romantic relationship, you know, there's, in those quiet, still moments in your head where you were like, God, I just want to be out of this. So, or, you know, you wanted this to, you want the change. I won't say out of it, but you wanted the change. So now that it's here, maybe not seeing, your heart knows, but you might not be seeing that this is what you wanted, that you had manifested this change in this relationship. And what did I just say? The Four of Cups is in the future. So this is exactly not seeing that this is what you had wished for. And under the opportunity in the heart space, the Eight of Pentacles. This is hard work. And again, this person who is going into this dark place, like, I just don't see the benefit of this change, is all, but at the same, is recognizing this is hard. This is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. This relationship, walking away from my mom, walking away from a toxic relationship is hard. But the act of doing it will start to dissolve how tough it is. In the past, recent past, we've got the moon. There's fear. Again, there's a lot of this, I just don't see. I'm not seeing the benefit in this. I'm not seeing. Again, this is manifesting exactly in your current situation from the past. I want to say that this person who doesn't see the benefit of this changing also didn't see the potential and the benefit of the other person. Which this is a mirrored with the Four of Cups in the future. Not seeing. This is some stubborn energy. However, the person who is looking for protection with this Four of Cups, who doesn't see that they've manifested this as exactly the change in this relationship, however it comes, they're seeking out the truth from divine intervention. They're calling out and praying. When you talk in your mind, God, I just want to be out of this tough situation, those are prayers. And they were answered. Just because it's not in the way you want it, that's putting limits on God's ability. So being a change in the dynamic is a change. This is growth. This is expansion. And this person in the opportunity side who's not seeing that I just need to let things play out. They're probably a little controlling with this, the work, like everything requires work. This is work, 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 work. But then there's this unknown. And so I think that just, it kind of keeps them in this cycle of, if I don't know, and I'll just work harder at it. If you don't know, it's not really, not knowing doesn't require more work. It requires accepting, taking information in. Information turns to knowledge. Knowledge turns to wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge in practice. So the practice has to be doing the things that we don't know. If you don't know, seek out. So seeking out means allowing the situation to unfold and learning all that there is to learn about it as it's unfolding. And then Nine of Swords is in the future for the opportunity energy. Again, this is a lot of energy of just not seeing. When the Nine of Swords is present, there's that mulling over the past that keeps us so anxious and in our thoughts. There's this fear around this person of this change in the relationship dynamic. Because of the work that's involved. The person who doesn't see the opportunity of this change for growth and ease is causing more fear for themselves. And the person who wants the protection or needs to be, wants to be assured of the protection, is calling out for the protection, is not recognizing that the change in this dynamic is something that they wished for and wanted. And there creates another kind of this unsure energy. I need assurance. I need this assurance. It's seeking outside of yourself. The Eight of Swords is the energy between the two. So both of you are trapped in these thoughts. It's kind of what I was saying. You're sitting in the relationship is in your heart. Two people coming together, no matter what the relationship is, parents or romantic or whatever, those relationships are hard and we overthink them. And that's what's happening, is there's a lot of overthinking this relationship instead of letting your feelings be the guide. And when we allow ourselves to overthink what we're feeling, we're second guessing, we're feeling like we're stuck and we can't get out of it. And now we're changing, now this dynamic is changing, and it's creating anxiety, it's creating fear. This is the cycle that's being created by overthinking and not allowing what your feelings are telling you. The person with the protection has this honest openness right from their heart. So you're speaking to your heart in the side who wants the assurance. You're calling to a higher power for assurance. That is an awesome step. The person who's not seeing the opportunity is a little stuck. I mean, you're stuck too, because you're not quite sure. You can't see the way. Again, you see the blindfold. You're not seeing that this is what you wanted. There's 5 cups present also in the past, because 9 minus 4 is 5. So it's like you don't want to grieve this. It's like whatever this change is that's in this relationship, it's the grieving process that the person is calling out to God for protection, calling out for that assurance that everything's going to be okay. And then I'm going to pull 2 cards as some resolution cards between the two. Oh, that's way too many. Just 2, Spirit. Here they are. Five of Cups. The 5 of Cups, if you look, he's looking at these 5 spilled cups. Or the 5 of Cups is looking at the 3 spilled cups, not the 2 behind him. In the 4 of Cups, the 3 cups, mourning over these 3 cups. Something that would once come together, because 3s are about coming together. You, someone else, and God coming together to build something in that image. Go forth and multiply. And it almost looks like the same person in both of these cups cards. This gentleman here and this, they both have the brown hair. Not seeing what's still there. Not seeing that you've manifested this change, not wanting to recognize it. Wanting to sit. We get used to feeling sad. We get used to feeling like victim. I was in a victimhood state for a long time, and I had to choose. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I want to see what my role is in all the places I've ever been, and all the situations and circumstances I've ever been in. I want to know what my role was. And that's kind of where this opportunity side's energy is not focused. They're focused on the fear. The focus is on, looking right at that. I'm going to say that's the moon, because I've got so much fear on this side. And then the moon card present, the fear. There's release in that fear. You sit in this 9 of, it's losing sleep and being so anxious over what, the thoughts. You will want free of this. Both of you will want free of this. So either this is a relationship dynamics that is I'm going to say now. Yeah, this is going on now. So as this change comes, there's also the 7 swords in the resolution. It's a lot of swords here, guys. So when I see the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords, it's, you know, that feeling like I've got to just run away. I've got to sneak away. Whether you're sneaking away from the other person or you're sneaking away from yourself, what gets left behind is a block. This is an overthinking. When we should be feeling what allowing what our feelings are telling us and letting that be our truth. Allowing what not thinking about our feelings so much that we feel like, well, I just got to run away from my feelings. That causes the mental blocks. 7 swords, 8 swords, 9 swords, a lot of swords here. The side with the protection, you are protected. And to fail to see at whatever level it was that you manifested this change in the dynamic is what's going to keep you bound in this morning cycle. Not seeing the forest for the trees, not seeing the bigger picture, that this was definitely a manifestation of yours. This is exactly what you wanted. But overthinking it. How do you feel? Nobody has to sneak away. When you come out with your true feelings in a loving and caring way, the chips will fall, and all this anxiety is a cycle that you can relieve yourself from. You can untie these binds and walk out. You can open your eyes and see at any point. The hard work comes from recognizing that change is good. There's nothing in life permanent. Change is expanding and learning. So I hope this has helped, Cancer. See you next time.